Appreciate you pausing there with us. We got the PowerPoint added to the online part. So thank you for joining us. Appreciate everybody being here. Hope you had a great Christmas break. Appreciate you joining us for January 2026. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm David Martin, Chair of the Commission on Teacher and Administrator Education, Certification and Licensure and Development Commission, present at Central High School Building, 4th floor boardroom, 359 Northwest Street, Jackson, Mississippi, 39201. This regular meeting commission being held today, Friday, January 9th, 2026 at 10 a.m. pursuant to Mississippi Code annotated 25-41-5. Some commission members present via teleconference. Notice of this meeting, which included date, time, place, and purpose of the meeting and identified the location available to the public, has been posted. Audio recordings being made of this meeting and minutes of this meeting will be recorded. Our call to order this morning, being called to order 10:02 a.m. Friday, January 9th, 2026. We'll establish a quorum. As I call commission members' names, please state your location of your presence for this meeting. Just a reminder to unmute yourself as we go. Dylan Baldwin.
Present, Chief of Mississippi.
Thanks, sir. Jamie Creel, I believe Jamie was going to be out. Rebecca Gray.
Rebecca Gray, Iuka, Mississippi.
Thank you, ma'am. John Howard.
John Howard, President, Clarksville, Mississippi. Happy New Year, everybody.
You too. Thank you, sir. Kim Hubbard.
Present, Flowood, Mississippi.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Teresa J. Rowe.
Present, Starkville, Mississippi, Teresa J. Rowe.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Brunel Kelly. Dr. Kelly, don't forget
Present, Duckport, Mississippi.
Thank you, ma'am. I am present here in Jackson at MDE. William Murphy. Thank you, sir. Dr. Teresa Poole.
Present, Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Thank you, ma'am. Etta Taplin. No sound? Okay. But
Can I put a message in the chat?
and we can see her. We got you. Pike County. Taplin, are you at Pike? You would put it in the chat, please. Aaron Wilson.
Present, Lumberton, Mississippi.
Thank you, sir. All right. A quorum of commission is present at the location stated for conducting a meeting or in-person and teleconference means. Moving on to agenda item 3, approval of the minutes from our November 7th, 2025 meeting of the commission. Entertain a motion for approval of the minutes from our November 7th meeting. And please identify yourself for the record.
Motion to approve, Kim Hubbard.
Thank you, ma'am. Need a second?
Second, John Howard.
Howard, thank you, sir. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, approval of hearing of our subcommittee minutes from November 7th, 2025. Members present that day were Ms. Etta Taplin, Ms. Rebecca Gray, and Mr. Aaron Wilson. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Aaron Wilson.
Motion by Mr. Wilson. Need a second?
Second, Rebecca Gray.
Thank you, ma'am. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, item 5, adoption of today's agenda. Entertain a motion for approval of adoption of the agenda.
Motion to approve, Jim Morton.
Thank you, sir. Need a second?
Second, Teresa J. Rose.
Thank you, ma'am. Any discussion? Today's agenda. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we are moving on to item 6, MDE updates. Dr. Corey Murphy.
Thank you so much, Chairman Martin. Good morning, members of the commission. Happy New Year to you and welcome back. I hope you all have enjoyed your well-deserved break during the holiday season, taking time to relax, rest, and spend quality time with loved ones. Before I hand it over to Dr. Van Cleve and Mrs. Steen, who's going to join us at the table, I want to basically take a moment to acknowledge the members of the commission that were recently reaffirmed by the Mississippi State Board of Education for their second 4-year term, namely Congressional District 1 Representative Rebecca Gray. She'll continue to serve in the role as teacher. Congressional District 2, John Mark Howard will continue to serve as layperson. Another in Congressional District 2, Ms. Kim Hubbard as teacher. Congressional District 3, James Creel will continue to serve as layperson. And Congressional District 4, I want to thank Dr. Teresa Poole, who will continue to serve as independent institution of higher learning representative. And so they all will serve through December of 2029. And we'd like to say congratulations to you and thank you for your continued commitment to serving all education stakeholders, especially your advocacy for the children in the state of Mississippi. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Courtney Van Cleve, who's going to provide us with an educator workforce update, along with information about the educator preparation, teacher preparation performance.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy 2026, and thank you, Chairman Martin, Dr. Murphy, and members of the commission for the opportunity to share today's information item as an update on Mississippi's educator workforce. As always, we begin with our vision and our mission, in addition to this item's alignment to our strategic plan goals. As you all know, it is our mission and vision to create a world-class educational system so that all students are prepared to compete in the global community. Within that, we see a strong educator workforce is critical to achieving Goal 4. Every school has effective teachers and leaders, even as we believe that lays a firm foundation for the positive student outcomes that we wish to see here as well. With that being said, we ground today's item in our ongoing efforts to ensure Mississippi's educators are supported from recruitment to retirement. With that in mind, we'll move into our educator workforce updates. Today, we are taking a slightly different approach by presenting high-level findings from our EPP annual performance report, the teacher recruitment and retention survey, and our educator shortage survey together in order to elevate teacher-generated shortage strategies and respond to previous stakeholder questions. That said, the full results from both the report and our 2 surveys are currently available on our website. So beginning with the EPP annual performance report, as outlined in both federal and state regulations here. Just as a brief reminder, data for this report is always reported with a 1-year lag. So as approved in an information item by the State Board of Education, the 2025 performance report actually reflects candidate data from academic year 2023-2024. This particular slide shows a comparison of admitted candidates by preparation pathway. Whereas this slide represents the 7-year trend for candidates admitted to teacher preparation programs. Again, what you can see here is that we did have that spike in the uptick of admitted candidates during the licensure testing criterion suspension during COVID-19. What we're now seeing is that return to sort of pre-COVID levels, even as we are seeing an overall reduction of 17% from this time last year. This slide then moves into a comparison of completer candidates by preparation pathway, wherein we similarly provide the 7-year trend for candidates who completed teacher education programs. Here again, you'll see that uptick following the COVID-19 licensure testing suspension, and then that return to pre-COVID numbers with an overall completion rate down at 13% from the previous year. This then is going to start to take us into some of the trends from candidates once they transition from preparation into practice with the results of our educator workforce surveys. As many of you know, we administer 2 per year. Our teacher recruitment and retention survey uses both non-baseline and baseline survey administrations in an effort to dig into key issues and provide a comprehensive assessment of educator workforce needs, the next of which baseline survey administration is slated for next year. This survey is administered to teachers in the spring, therefore it reports data from the previous school year. Meanwhile, our educator shortage survey is administered every fall. 100% of Mississippi's traditional public school districts completed the survey, which has been consistent for all 5 years of its administration. That being said, we do want to note an adjustment to the terminology this year, wherein districts reported actual rather than anticipated vacancies in response to previous stakeholder feedback received. Moving into the high-level results of each, this particular slide breaks down teacher vacancies by the various classifications within our educator workforce as reported by superintendents and/or their designees for the 2025-2026 school year. In the bottom row for each column, you can then see both the totals and the change over time in comparison to both our initial survey administration and in comparison to this time last year. This year's results indicate an increase in vacancies across all educator workforce classifications and comparison years since the survey first started. To give you a picture of the key findings, we won't drill down into the full results for each, but we did want to give you a sense of what you can anticipate in the full results on our website. So within this particular example, for elementary teacher vacancies, this table starts with our 2021-2022 results and then shows the results for each subsequent survey administration. The final columns then calculate the change both since our initial survey administration and again since this time last year. Within this example, elementary vacancies remain one of our greatest areas of need and have continued to see a sharp uptick in the number of vacancies, just as has special education in comparison to other K-12 teacher vacancies. Together, elementary and special education vacancies alone account for 49% of reported teacher shortages statewide. Even as we have reason to be concerned with current teacher assistant vacancies as our strongest pool for prospective future teachers. Moving from these key results into an analysis of our broader landscape, we wanted to address some of the questions you all have asked us previously. Specifically, members of the Licensure Commission and State Board of Education have previously inquired about the percentage of teacher vacancies compared to student enrollment and as a percentage of the total educator workforce, which you can now see here. We have also been asked about the impact of previous teacher pay raises on vacancies. And with this particular slide, what you can see is that while other large-scale factors, such as, again, the licensure testing criterion suspension under COVID-19, make it really difficult to just purely isolate the impact of teacher pay raises, what you can see here is that our only substantial decrease in the number of teacher vacancies occurred during the 2022-2023 school year when large-scale policy action was coupled with a teacher pay raise, which takes us into some of our strategies for the year ahead. Despite the large and growing problem of teacher shortages across the country, we remain committed as a national leader in educator workforce innovation. And with that, based on the results of the Teacher Recruitment and Retention Survey, this year we are thinking broadly in terms of the policies, program, and pay necessary to address key challenges in educator workforce development. By addressing policy barriers, reinventing programs, and sharing information regarding teacher pay, we're hoping to recreate some of the conditions that we have seen previously be successful in decreased teacher vacancies. So to address policy barriers, we're pleased to share an update on the comprehensive policy review we discussed with you all at this time last year, which includes, but is not limited to, your approval of the amendment to the Foundations of Reading licensure criterion for elementary and special education, approval of the establishment of the criteria for a 2-year provisional license via reciprocity, our ongoing review of the criteria for secondary mathematics education supplemental endorsements. We are also reinventing our programs in the hope of inspiring our teachers just as they inspire us on a daily basis with responses such as these from our Teacher Recruitment and Retention Survey. Within that effort, we partnered with MDE's Office of Communications to completely redesign the TeachMS website such that it now features inspiring content for districts and universities to share with prospective educators and an interactive licensure tool for prospective educators to find their best path to the classroom. Also, under Dr. Evans's charge in initiating Mississippi Leads, we are pleased to see the early indications of effective leadership as a tool for increased teacher retention, both through the gains that we are seeing in our revamped OSL series through the support of the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, as well as the substantial decrease in the number of teachers who are citing school leadership as their primary reason for leaving the profession, even as we do have to acknowledge the real impact of teacher pay on attrition and resulting teacher shortages. Because even as we continue the policy and programmatic supports, teacher pay remains an issue for many of Mississippi's education stakeholders. According to recent national data, Mississippi ranks 46 out of 49 for teacher pay, even when adjusted for the cost of living. And while MDE must admittedly rely on federal bureaus for these kinds of cross-state salary comparisons, we do know there is an issue based on the results of our Teacher Recruitment and Retention Survey, wherein teachers consistently note the impact of teacher pay. Aspirationally, we hope to honor the tremendous progress Mississippi's teachers have made on a national scale. Fundamentally, we are committed to providing the updates necessary for legislators and other education stakeholders to make informed decisions regarding teacher pay and sincerely appreciate their continued collaboration on this issue. And with that, I am happy to take any questions, comments, and/or reactions.
Any questions? I appreciate you putting that together. That's some good information. I would like some of the new data that you've shared as well. I think that's going to be beneficial. And those of you know, we are in session across the street, so some of those decisions get made are out of our hands, and I'm not sure they read all our reports. I'll kind of leave it at that. But definitely see that where public education has got to be strong. That's what holds our communities. I think that's what we've done with our state, and just from working in schools and life in general. When you got stuff that's working, I would think you kind of rock on with it like it is, or improve, and take that statement with it as you will. But appreciate what y'all do in making awareness and sharing the data.
Absolutely, and we will, with this commission support and others, just remain committed to doing so.
Right. We'll do the best we can. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. All right, we'll move on to item 7. Approval to begin the Administrative Procedure Act process to revise the Mississippi Admin Professional Growth System Standards 2025. Dr. Van Cleve, and I believe you have some assistance on this one as well.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you again, Chairman Martin. For this item, I am joined by our Director of Educator Effectiveness, Mrs. Quintana Steen, as we seek your approval to begin the Administrative Procedures Act process to revise the Mississippi Administrator Professional Growth System Standards 2025. To begin by situating this item within our broader context, Mississippi Code annotated section 37-3-46 and Process Standard 3 of the Mississippi Public Accountability Systems 2025 provide the requirements for districts to implement an annual formal personnel appraisal system for licensed staff that includes an assessment of employee on-the-job performance as administered through the Mississippi Professional Growth System. Based on administrator feedback and in an effort to both increase national standards alignment and local relevance, the Division of Educator Effectiveness seeks approval to begin the Administrative Procedures Act process to revise the Mississippi Administrative Professional Growth System standards and aligned rubric to be effective with the 2026-2027 school year. Specifically, the proposed revisions align the rubric structure with other licensed staff appraisals to include 4 domains and 9 standards, while increasing the standards relevance for principals and assistant principals. To achieve this aim, the Division of Educator Effectiveness collaborated with the Mississippi Principal Advisory Council, the Mississippi Educational Leadership Faculty Association, and the National Gulf Comprehensive Center to develop the revised standards. The revised standards were then piloted with superintendents, principals, and assistant principals representing a broad range of experience across Mississippi's 4 congressional districts, wherein we're pleased to share the primary feedback that we are receiving thus far has been quite simply, can we just use this rubric this year instead? So with that being said, we did you say we're not there yet, but we hope to be soon. And so with that, we are happy to take any questions again or comments.
Any questions? I agree. I think it looks like a good change, and it's always good to review our processes and see what can change and do, but I think that could be a good one, so we appreciate that. Any other questions? All right. Now I'll entertain a motion for approval to begin the Administrative Procedures Act process to revise the Mississippi Administrator Professional Growth System Standards 2025. Need a motion? I think Ms. Taplin had it by just a hair. Mr. Wilson with a second. Last call for questions or discussion. All right. Call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we will move on to item 8, approval of ratification of agreed upon orders and/or voluntary surrenders. Mr. Scott DeYoung.
Thank you, Chairman Martin, and good morning to everyone. The OEM has 29 agreed orders to present today for your consideration of ratification. I'm going to break them down by the standards. Standard 10, breach of contracts. The following educators have entered into agreed orders for violation of Mississippi Code Annotated 37957 and Standard 10 of the Mississippi Educator Code of Ethics and Standards. All have consented to enter into the agreed orders, relinquishing their educator licenses without the necessity of a disciplinary hearing before the Commission. All the following licenses shall be relinquished, suspended, or otherwise surrendered from the date of ratification by the Commission. The respondents must petition for reinstatement of their educator licenses pursuant to Mississippi Code Annotated 373-214A without the necessity of a hearing. James Lewis, license number 231049 of the Jackson Public School District. Lakeisha Primer, license number 202308, Jackson Public School District. Abigail Martinez, license number 338329, Rankin County School District. Kimberly Hollifield, license number 239840, Laurel School District. Timothy Finch, license number 197923, Pearl Public School District. Joseph Rowland, license number 411271, Hattiesburg School District. Tamia Mack, license number 337843, Hattiesburg School District. Kristen Hartley, license number 272562, Copiah County School District. Chesley Hodges, license number 272630, Lamar County School District. Jamal Chambers, license number 414296, Meridian School District. Laquandra Smith, license number 409976, Meridian School District. Standard 4 violations. Following educators have entered into agreed orders for violation of the Mississippi Educator Code of Ethics and Standards of Conduct, voluntarily surrendering their licenses or placing licenses in probationary status. In addition, the educators must complete coursework related to educator ethics prior to the end of the suspension or probation period. Any violations of probation or failure to meet coursework requirement will result in the automatic suspension of license for a specified period of time, after which they may petition for reinstatement hearing before the Commission. An educator who enters into an agreed order for suspension and fails to meet the coursework requirements will not be approved for reinstatement hearing until the coursework condition is satisfied. An educator's license that has been suspended may be reinstated only by a majority of all members of the Commission present at reinstatement hearing upon showing evidence of rehabilitation. Suspensions. Mia Walmsley, license number 337276, Vicksburg Warren School District, 2-year suspension. Daniel Johnson, license number 215928, Lamar County School District, 5-year suspension. Tina Greer, license number 323047, Pascagoula Goche School District, 1-year suspension. Haley House, license number 338266, Lamar County School District, 1-year suspension. Stephanie Weathersby Levy, license number 323883, Smith County School District, 2-year suspension. Joseph Cross, license number 209126, Pontotoc City School District, 3-year suspension. Wesley Patrick, license number 297761, Newton School District, 1-year suspension. Trenton Patterson, license number 265679, Pascagoula Goche School District, 2-year suspension. Probation, Jacob Canet, license number 326123, Rankin County School District, 1-year probation. Stanford Speech, license number 203419, Simpson County School District, 2-year probation. Hillary Price, license number 182510, Humphreys County School District, 3-year probation. Michael Justice, license number 193061, Yazoo County School District, 3-year probation. John Kite, license number 306242, Itawamba County School District, 2-year probation. Alexis Rogers, license number 310632, Madison County School District, 2-year probation. Maggie Piercy, license number 331626, DeSoto County School District, 2-year probation. Colette McPhail, license number 158216, Grenada School District, 1-year probation. Calvin Smith, license number 216675, Canton Public School District, 3-year probation. Keelia Patrick, license number 232290, Jackson Public School District, 5-year probation. That concludes the agreed orders that the OEM requests that you consider for ratification. And if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Any questions? As always, we appreciate it, and certainly it has been busy, it sounds like. And you knocked a lot of those out, and we know how long the hearings take, so those are things we can move along that save time and allow us to move on to probably greater matters, so appreciate that very much.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Any other questions on the voluntary surrenders or agreed upon orders?
Well, most of those are just people leaving education or coming out of their contract.
Yeah, for the breaches of contract, we find that a lot of the educators who are breaching, a lot of them do not go back into the classroom. We monitor that and take that into consideration when we're offering, the agreed orders. But I don't have any numbers at this time. But yeah, there are a good number of educators when they breach their contracts do not go back. From what we see in at least within the next few years.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, entertain a motion for approval of the ratification of agreed upon orders and/or voluntary surrenders.
Motion to approve, John Howard.
Sir, need a second?
Second, Kim Hubbard.
I got Mr. Wilson with the second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I feel like saying, is that really where we're at? Just a reminder, our next regular meeting commission is Friday, March 6, 2026. And as always, we appreciate everybody making the time to join us online or in person. And thank you to MDE and y'all staff for getting everything together. And we're excited about January 2026 and moving forward. So appreciate everybody's time. Hope you had a great Christmas break. We're looking for a great 2026. Moving on to item 9, adjournment. Entertain a motion for approval to adjourn.
Motion to approve, John Howard.
Motion, Mr. Howard. Second, Mr. Baldwin. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourns at 10:35 a.m. Again, thank you all for your time. We appreciate it. Y'all have a great